Post-match analysis of Houston Dynamo 1, Inter Miami 0. This was another tough loss for the Herons that adds up 6 losses back-to-back and matches the club's overall losing streak. But let's look at the starting lineup for Inter Miami. Phil Neville had his men in a 4-2-3-1 formation, dropping Joseph Martinez and Christopher McVey out of the starting 11. The biggest changes to this lineup were the inclusion of the 2 new players, Dixon Arroyo in the midfield and Kamal Miller in left center back. Inter Miami started this match trying to sit deeper than usual, trying to absorb pressure from the Dynamo in their 4-3-3 formation. Inter Miami with less possession in the first half. Miami did have possession. Houston Dynamo would trigger their press, and this is where the presence of Leo Campana really was felt for Inter Miami. Previous times with either Joseph Martinez or Nicolas Stefanelli playing as a number 9, have nobody capable of winning those balls in the air and laying them off for a teammate. Leo Campana ended that first half winning 4 out of 5 duels in the air. Miami, who usually find their best attacking threats through the left-hand side through Negri, are having a bit more of a difficult time getting the passes to him. Houston Dynamo closing down the passing lanes on the right-hand side, which is Miami's left-hand side. It's about 5 minutes after suffering Houston's press, Inter Miami were able to adapt to the game, build up their intensity, and had more intensity than they had in the past few games. Inclusion of Dixon Arroyo was immediately felt, who, not the best in possession, was a pit bull in the midfield and shows what this team had been missing since the injury of Gregory. Winning the ball in the middle and laying off the easy pass to a teammate. What was positive from Inter Miami was they were able to get in transition in 3 to 4 passes. They were able to get to Houston Dynamo's box and have either an opportunity on a shot or cross it into a striker. Now, the chances weren't always executed as well. There were about 2 to 3 opportunities where Inter Miami should have put the ball in the back of the net. Finishing is exactly what this team keeps suffering. Finishing and the lack of decision-making, making the wrong decision in the final third. In the first half, the presence of Pizarro and Campana were felt. When it came to Nicolas Stefanelli, he's played as a striker, he's played as a left wing, he's played as a number 10. He's not really shown up and provided that creative spark that the Herons were expecting from him this season so far. Well, his opposite on the wing, Corentin Coco Jean. His impact mainly being on the right-hand side, helping DeAndre Yedlin when at times he was caught up, and the one shot that Coco had on goal. The second half, Inter Miami had more possession, and Houston were looking like they were waiting for Inter Miami to make mistakes. It was a good moment in transition where Campana leaves the ball off to the left-hand side to Negri, and Negri makes a bad decision. Houston Dynamo recuperate the ball rather easily. Towards the last 20 minutes of the second half, Houston Dynamo were in control of possession, were really pushing Miami back into their own box. Miami were frankly defending, trying to clear the ball out. Well, it was a good play by Houston Dynamo by Carrasquilla into Corey Baird, who lays it off to Daniel Steres, who scores. Gave the Dynamo the 1-0. Offensive subs with Borgelin, Joseph Martinez, Robert Taylor. Last 10 minutes of the game didn't create too many opportunities. The loss leaves Inter Miami in a tough position heading to the Open Cup game against Miami FC on Wednesday, making it more important than ever for the Herons.